Friday brought a major development in the case of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro as his parents were arrested. And police have now released new videos and new details. His parents, Rebecca and Jake Haro, who first reported him missing on August 14th, are now behind bars charged with murder. Even though Emmanuel's body has not yet been recovered, the charges show us investigators no longer believe he is alive. We've gathered several new details that may shed light on how authorities reached this conclusion, along with dramatic video from a tense scene outside the Haro family's home. This case is still developing and the road ahead looks far from finished. So stay with us as we continue to follow every turn. So, as we reported Friday, Jake and Rebecca have been arrested, and we now have some closer footage of those moments outside their home. Take a look. As we also know, investigators conducted a thorough search of the Haro family home, even bringing in scent dogs. What they reportedly discovered is deeply troubling. A large amount of blood inside the residence. For an immobile infant like Emmanuel, such a finding strongly suggests that something horrific occurred, and it's unlikely to have been the result of an accident. Adding to the mystery, all photos of Emmanuel were said to have been removed from the home, as well as any baby clothing, raising the question, how long had he truly been gone?
Police continue to search for the body of 9-month-old Emmanuel Haro tonight. Sources tell News Nation that police believe the father killed the baby, and they say it happened inside the home. Sources tell us a substantial amount of blood was found on the carpet inside.
Could his death have occurred days or even weeks before he was ever reported missing? At this point, investigators haven't confirmed the timeline, and no credible sightings of Emmanuel have been officially reported, including from the ball field where his parents claim to have last taken the infant before the alleged abduction. And now we can say alleged murder. No relatives have reported seeing Emmanuel in recent weeks either, which suggests that Rebecca and Jake may have had plenty of time to conceal what happened and dispose of crucial evidence.
Lauren, sources tell News Nation not only that there was a lot of blood inside the home, but that all the photos of Emmanuel had been removed from the house. All the baby's clothing had been thrown away. How long do we think this baby might have been dead?
I think that we are suspecting actually quite a long time, according to the true crime podcasting community. They have been speculating when the last time Emmanuel was seen. We're hearing various dates, some even saying as early as August 3rd, but there's no sighting that we have known of the day of this. Now we don't even have to say alleged kidnapping. Well, I guess alleged kidnapping still, but
alleged murder in this case.
Alleged murder now, right? Exactly. Thank you, Elizabeth. And we are seeing this sort of pattern of it's been quite some time since baby Emmanuel has been seen. So who knows when this alleged murder now actually even happened. As we shared earlier this week, baby clothing was also allegedly discovered in a dumpster near the family home. While authorities have not confirmed whether the clothing belonged to Emmanuel, the fact that none of his clothes were found in the house only deepens suspicion. We're also learning new details about what may have happened in the days leading up to the reported abduction. Sources indicate that Rebecca and Jake Haro may have actually been scouting the Big Five parking lot beforehand, specifically to assess the surveillance camera situation. It's been reported that in the days prior, the Haros either called or visited the shopping center, claiming something had been stolen from their vehicle. And what was their alleged purpose? To find out whether cameras were watching the parking lot. As it turns out, the Big Five itself had no cameras pointed at the parking lot. But what the Haros may not have accounted for, or, actually maybe considered, is that other nearby businesses did, including a clothing store, a jewelry shop, and even a restaurant across the street. Those cameras, investigators say, could end up being critical to the case. In another disturbing revelation, we've learned that just days before the reported abduction, Rebecca and Jake Haro were seen at the Do It Best Home Center in Beaumont, California. And according to these reports, they attempted to purchase a tool known as a sawzall. The store didn't have one in stock, so no purchase was made. Now, we can't say for certain why they wanted the saw. Maybe it was for a project. But when you place that attempted purchase against the backdrop of murder charges, your mind goes in unsettling directions. The possibility that it could have been intended for something far darker is horrifying to even consider. And sadly, there is precedent for violence in this family. Jake Haro has been accused in the past of severely abusing another one of his children, a baby, leaving her permanently disabled, unable to see, speak, or walk. Meanwhile, Rebecca reportedly has no relationship with her two oldest daughters. Taken together, it raises questions about their capacity for parental care or lack thereof. What makes this all the more chilling is how both Rebecca and Jake presented themselves publicly. They stood on television side by side begging for help to find their son. But if prosecutors are right, that entire story was a fabrication. They cried, pleaded, and portrayed themselves as desperate parents, all while allegedly knowing what really happened to Emmanuel. Anyone who can carry out such an act and then so convincingly lie to the public leaves open the terrifying question, what else might they have been capable of? So, what happens now that Rebecca and Jake Haro are behind bars? Many experts believe investigators will work to turn the couple against each other. We know from Jake's past that he's no stranger to shifting blame onto his partner, a pattern that could easily resurface in this case. But given his history of violence, it's very possible he was the one who harmed baby Emmanuel. And according to Elizabeth Vargas, well, I was on a panel for the Elizabeth Vargas report. She claims Jake is responsible for the alleged murder.
Sources tell News Nation that police believe the father killed the baby, and they say it happened inside the home.
If that proves true, the big question becomes whether Rebecca, now separated from Jake behind bars and facing serious charges herself, will finally break her silence and tell investigators what really happened. The next steps in this investigation may hinge on whether one of them decides to talk. In the meantime, the search for baby Emmanuel's body continues. Authorities are following up on multiple leads, including a dam in Paris, California, and a landfill in Beaumont. One of the reporters who has been on the front lines of this case from the very beginning, Ahmed Beozo, has even been tracking down tips himself. In fact, right after he filmed one particular lead, sheriff's deputies arrived at the same location to investigate. Take a look.
Ahmed Beozo, we have made it to Yucaipa, California, a new lead where Rebecca and Jake Haro were seen here at the Sanctuary Church in Yucaipa, California. And it was midnight. My constituent and source was driving with his family. He said he observed Rebecca and Jake Haro driving up and down Fifth Street in Yucaipa on the 12th at midnight, okay? He seen Rebecca pushing a black stroller here to the back of the property. You can see just how vast this property is here on the Tira. Rebecca was seen pushing a black stroller through the property here, and you can see there's rocks there. There's a whole layout on the Tira. There's containers over there, homie. There's a tree line here as well. And then you can see this property is very, very vast on the Tira. And so the question remains, what was Rebecca and Jake Haro doing here at midnight with a black stroller on this property? And so if we get closer, you can see police should really take a look at this portion of the Tira, homie. Wow. Just wow. There is a hole in the fence here. There is a sewer drainage here. I mean, it's just a vast, there's a box. Oh, thank goodness. It's literally enough for you fine folks to get a cadaver team out here in Yucaipa, homie. I really hope this information helps here on 5th Street and Yucaipa Boulevard at the Sanctuary Church, homie. There is a drain here. You can see that there is in fact a drain here on the Tira. Now you see here on this portion of the drain, there is fresh dirt here. There's another small pile here. Doesn't look like it would be anything, no. If police wanted to come out here and look, this would be a very, very good place to start. Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat. Ahmed Belloso, you can see them here. They are going, baby, bring the flashlight. You guys come over here. You can see here now, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here. We don't know if it could be possibly an animal or we don't know. And so thank goodness that the Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here to try to figure out if we can in fact get some answers on the Tira. How you doing? I'm just gonna follow the deputies here. Do you mind if I walk with you, deputy or sergeant?
Just hang out here in case
Okay, so
we do something and it's not we don't disturb a crime scene.
okay, that's fine. It's right, it should be right there by the 5th post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be a small hole in the ground. There should be a little makeshift cross. More to the right. There's a hole there.
According to Ahmed, detectives are also looking into the grandmother, who may know more than she has shared publicly. She was seen on camera speaking with reporters and appearing emotional, but now investigators suspect she could have key information about what really happened to baby Emmanuel. Ahmed's dedication to this case really has been remarkable. He's out in the community daily, gathering footage, speaking with witnesses, and pushing out updates that have helped investigators generate new leads. Many locals who might hesitate to approach law enforcement feel comfortable coming to him with tips, and that's been instrumental in keeping information flowing. And what makes his work even more extraordinary is what he's facing personally. Ahmed is battling cancer and just days ago underwent a bone marrow biopsy. Despite that, he continues to put himself out there, often in extreme heat, even fainting from exhaustion at the Haro home during their arrest.
Yeah, he fell hard.
Yeah, I was filming and I think I just got a little too exerted.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your sugar. Let's check that.
You say you have high blood pressure or low blood pressure?
Yeah, I'm on medication for high blood pressure. I'm on steroids for cancer, chemo.
Blood thinner?
No. No blood thinners, no opioids, no benzos, nothing.
Is your blood pressure usually on the higher end?
Always high.
Always high?
Super high.
Yes, thank you.
3, 2, 1, look over.
Through all of this, it's clear he has a deep compassion for Emmanuel, and his coverage has helped keep the public in the loop. If you want to follow his reporting, you can find him under the name On the Tira across all platforms. After the scene settled down, on Friday evening, the community gathered outside the Haro family home with softly glowing candles. The vigil was a solemn reminder of the heartbreak surrounding this tragic case.
A vigil for baby Emmanuel drew dozens in Cabazon, many relieved by his parents' arrest and in anguish over the 7-month-old's whereabouts.
We just wanted to get together and kind of just show them that we are here for baby Emmanuel. He deserved the justice, and I'm really hoping that he's found alive.
Investigators, unfortunately, do not believe Emmanuel is alive. The baby's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were arrested Friday morning on suspicion of murder.
I feel like it gives me more questions because, like, how as a parent, like, even just as a person, can you do it to an innocent child?
The arrest comes 8 days after the Haros reported Emmanuel missing, claiming he was kidnapped outside a Big Five store in Yucaipa. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department says Jake and Rebecca later stopped cooperating with investigators. The story has struck a chord with many parents in the Inland Empire.
And our youngest being 4 months, so, I mean, it kind of hits home for us because, you know, I mean, we have kids ourselves.
All hoping for some answers and justice for baby Emmanuel.
Hopefully we find the baby. That's what we want.
We want to know what happened to Emmanuel.
Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
And we will continue to follow every development. Hidden True Crime right here until the day baby Emmanuel is found and the justice he deserves is delivered.